respiratory system. The exterior openings into the respiratory system are the paired external nares, found on the end of the snout. Air passes through the nares into the nasopharynx. In order to reveal the nasopharynx, we must cut through the bone at the angle of the jaw. From the nasopharynx, air passes through the glottis, a small opening into the trachea. The glottis is covered by the epiglottis, a flap of tissue that keeps food and other foreign particles out of the trachea. After air passes the epiglottis, it enters the larynx, a hard, enlarged region of the trachea found in the neck region. Inside the larynx are fibrous vocal cords that can vibrate when air passes over them to produce sound. Behind the larynx, air enters the trachea. The trachea is reinforced with rings of cartilage that keep it from collapsing. In this photomicrograph of a cross-section of the trachea, the cartilaginous rings are stained purple. A highly magnified view of the trachea shows that it is lined with ciliated cells. The cilia trap mucus and foreign particles and continually move them back to the oral cavity. The trachea branches into two tubes, the bronchi, before entering the lungs. Inside the highly vascularized lungs, the bronchi further divide into many bronchioles, which finally terminate in microscopic air sacs known as alveoli. Capillaries lie adjacent to the thin-walled alveoli. The actual exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide occurs in the alveoli. Observe that each lung is divided into several distinct sections, or lobes. Observe also that the lungs surround the heart. By lifting the heart, you can identify the junction where the pulmonary veins leave the lungs. The diaphragm is a bell-shaped muscle that separates the abdominal and thoracic cavities. In an undissected animal, the diaphragm is attached around its perimeter to the body wall and forms the bottom of an airtight chamber that contains the lungs and heart. Movements of the diaphragm are partly responsible for the physical movements called breathing.